Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. So we are Purepoint Uranium, a uranium exploration company in the Athabasca Basin. I'll skip the forward-looking statements. And before I get into our projects, I just wanted to share with you guys some information about the uranium landscape. This slide here, it's just to talk about how tight and small and opaque the market is for uranium. So we don't have an exchange for uranium per se. And historically, large institutions haven't been involved too much in uranium because it's such a tight market. Since Fukushima, there has been a lot of planned close downs, planned sustained supply reductions in the market, and I have a list of all of them here for you. There has been also unplanned disruptions in the supply market. We had an oversupply in the market. Incentive levels for uranium to turn a mine on, it's approximately about $70, and we are not there yet. With the planned and unplanned supply disruptions, what happens is that the uranium it has created a demand gap. And you can see it on this slide. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in what's happening with Russia right now. I just wanted to point it out in this slide that once a company produces uranium, there is about a 2-year lag of that uranium to get into nuclear reactors through the enrichment and so on. And Russia right now controls close to 40% of the enrichment right now. So there has been some accelerators on the uranium market right now. Now let's talk about Purepoint. So Purepoint has been around for over 15 years in the Athabasca Basin. So we have assembled 12 projects in the basin way before the last round of the uranium boom, if you will. We are partnered with 2 of the largest uranium suppliers in the world, in Cameco and Orano, which validates our projects with them because they are not looking for anything less than 100 million pounds of potential. So they certainly validate our goal of finding a Tier 1 deposit in the basin. And our team has been around for 15 years, as I mentioned before. We've shouldered the downturn, and we've learned a lot in the last 15 years in order to be able to continue to explore. Once again, we are a junior exploration company, and our goal here is actually to find the next deposit in the basin. So here's the portfolio of our projects. On the western side of the Athabasca Basin, we have our joint ventures. Hook Lake, it's a joint venture with Cameco and Orano. We own 21%, and we are the operators. Also on the west side of the basin, Smart Lake Project, it's a joint venture with Cameco alone, and we own 27% of that project. All our eastern side of the projects are 100% owned. Currently, we are drilling the Red Willow, 100% owned on the eastern side. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll be moving to Turner Lake, and Hook Lake, which is our joint venture with Cameco and Orano, will be drilling in January. All of these projects that we are drilling or planning to drill are fully funded. So let me talk to you about Red Willow Project. This is the 100% owned that we're currently drilling. This is a large project that has a lot of targets within it. We are currently drilling the Osprey zone, which is a zone that we had originally found uranium back in the last round. I believe it was 2008 or something like that. And this last winter in January, we were drilling there, and we found a 1.2 kilometer of mineralization zone that we put 8 or 9 drill holes in there. And what we did is that we had originally found uranium, like a lens of uranium back in 2008 in there. It was 0.02% uranium. And so this past January, what we did is that we stepped out 300 meters north of that project, hit uranium. So we stepped out another 300 meters, hit uranium again, and it kept on going for 1.2 kilometers. So this fall, we decided to go back there. We are currently drilling just to find the mineralization so we can zone in for the next drill season. We should be drilling about 5 to 8 drill holes in here, and then and then we're going to move the drill that currently it's on Red Willow, hopefully to Turner Lake. And I'll talk about Turner Lake in a little bit. Before I talk about Turner Lake, I want to talk to you guys about Hook Lake, which is our joint venture with Chemical and Orano. We have 21% of this project. Chemical and Orano each owns 39.5%, but we are the operator on this project, so we do get a 10% management fee. This summer, what we've done, we actually did some geophysics on the project. This project is quite interesting for both Chemical and Orano, as they've been a good partner on this project for some time. We actually earned the joint venture with them. They are not interested on anything that doesn't look like 100 million pound potential. So that validates our work on this project. This project is on trend with Fission and NextGen's discoveries. And we also had a discovery within our Spitfire discovery in that project. In the Patterson district, which is right in the center where you can see. I'm not going to talk about the geology because I'm not a geo, but the one thing I will show is the Geological Survey of Canada a while ago, a couple years ago, did this interpretation. And the idea here is that the uranium moved through the clear water domain through that Patterson district there. But one of the things that we will be focusing for our next drilling in January, it's that Carter corridor where you can see it in there, that it's in front of the Patterson Lake where we found a Spitfire. Both Chemical and Orano had a meeting with Chris at Purepoint earlier this month, and they will be putting a drill program for the Carter corridor because the structure in the Carter corridor looks quite interesting for us. So that's where we're going to be drilling next. Let me talk to you about Turner, which is the other project that we'll be drilling before the end of this year. It sits on the eastern portion of the Athabasca Basin on trend in the La Roque corridor. That's where you have chemicals showing. I think it was like 30%. You have the alligator showing from Orano, but most recently, ISO Energy has come up with a deposit there that it's almost 50 million pounds at 34.5% uranium. That's the highest uranium in the whole planet right now. So what Purepoint is going to do, we're going to drill Turner Lake, which sits on the same trend as the La Roque corridor. Back then, CMDC in 1985, I think they are the predecessor from Chemical, has done a seismic line at that area, and we've found a 150-meter fault on the serine conductor. And that's where deposition usually happens, so that's where we are planning to drill next. A little bit about our capital structure. We've been around for a while. Our market cap is about $25 million right now. On the chart in white, you can actually see it's the average of all the junior companies in the Athabasca Basin. So you can see that Purepoint has fairly been in the average. Our goal here again is to find a discovery, so hopefully we'll break out of the average, but that's where we sit right now. We have $3 million in the bank, so all the work that I've told you that we are doing, it's completely funded. We tend to raise money at the end of the year, usually flow through. Our burn rate, it's very good. It's about $500,000 a year. So we have enough hard dollar cash, so we will likely do a flow through before the end of the year. And we have about 27% of our shares owned by institution. We do trade a lot. I think we've been around for a very, very long time, and we've built a good retail audience as well. So just to wrap up, we have 3 drilling programs going on. So Red Willow right now, Turner Lake before the end of the year, and then we're going back with on the Hook Lake. Depending on the results from Red Willow and Turner Lake right now, we will go back. Red Willow we can drill in January. Turner Lake we have to wait for next summer. And once again, we are a junior exploration company. All our projects in the basin, we've assembled all those projects before this new uranium side. And that's about it.